Hey guys, welcome back to Coal Country Homestead. If you're new here, I'm Samantha. Welcome to my messy kitchen. I am, well, it's Sunday, which normally is a lot of projects and more projects than ever because I've been keeping a secret from all of you, and that Zachary has been away. He left the day after his birthday, so he left here on, I have to think, Thursday? Thursday morning. So pretty much Wednesday was his last day here. And he won't be back until Wednesday of this week. So all of the extra stuff has been on this girl right here. So I've had a lot of stuff going. So needless to say, I have quite a few projects midway in the kitchen. Not that that's anything unusual. I have a canning project on the counter right now that is cooling down. They are carrots, 2 ways, and sweet potatoes. They are actually cooled. I worded that wrong. They were just washed to the jars, the outside of the jars, because you should always wash your jars before you put them away. Remove the rings and wash them. And I finished canning these last night and washed the jars today because you give them time to sit. But in any event, not that you necessarily care about my canning, it is now 6 o'clock, a little after 6 on a Sunday night, and I need to make dinner. And I did intend to make Sunday sauce today. I wanted to have meat sauce, which, to define Sunday sauce, it's a meat sauce with pasta, do the whole thing up. But the girls said that they're not feeling meat today. So I live with 2 little food critics. Anywho, I think most moms relate to that. So typically they are game for pretty much anything, but they requested just some sauce. So tonight is a real, as true as it gets, pantry meal. We're going to have pasta and sauce. My jarred sauce. So we're going to dump and go, and dinner's going to be real quick, and it needs, because I have another canning project that I need to get done, and I have a super early morning tomorrow for work, and we are expected to get bad weather in the next few days. So with Zachary being away and it all being on me, there's things that I need to prepare and make sure that we have done. So this week, like most, is going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to bring you along with it. Now I will state here, I am going to do like a whole week video of Zachary being away to show you all the other stuff that I do besides being in the kitchen. So you'll have to keep an eye out for that. But tonight, well, let's make dinner. Live. So, took me a few minutes to get everything ready here. So as I said before, we are doing pasta and sauce. So since we're not doing any meat, I'm making my noodles in my chicken broth just to give it some extra nutrition. And then I am mixing one of my beautiful, make sure that you can all see that, my beautiful marinara sauces. And how cool is this label? I just had someone comment about how my jars are doing. Okay, powerful labels. I'm not sure where they were looking, but they have labels, pretty cool labels. So we're mixing marinara with a roasted tomato sauce. This is one of my first labels that I created, and obviously that's in black and white, where this one is in color. So I do not have a color printer when we put this. There you go. You can see this one's a real smooth, more liquidy kind of sauce, and this is real thick and hearty. So we're going to mix the two. But first, I am going to, in my pan, I have just a little bit of butter in here, and I'm going to put some red pepper flakes to really liven this up. We're going to have our chicken broth boiling to make our pasta in. And I typically am not really like a spaghetti noodle kind of person. We like all different shaped pasta. So we are doing these little pinwheels tonight with our pasta, and I can't. Alright, and that easy, we have dinner. Don't mind I have gloves on, I'm doing another project here in the kitchen. But we have our red sauce, and we have our pasta, which I just need to drain quickly, but it's done. But always, always, when you're making pasta, don't mind the noise, you put a little scoop of your nice starchy pasta water into your sauce. That will always help to bring it together, but just gotta drain the pasta. There it is. All right, pasta and sauce. Everyone's gonna run out here and have dinner quick, and I have a few projects that I'm working on yet tonight, so we'll see you tomorrow. Hey friends, it is Monday afternoon. I have been on the road for work since 5 o'clock this morning, and I came home. It is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Angelina has made fried pickles for everyone. If you've never had a fried pickle, most times you order them at a restaurant and they're tasty but soggy. And hers are so good. They're actually like a crispy fried pickle. So this was such a nice treat to come home to. So we may or may not have leftovers for dinner tonight. We'll see how inspired I'm feeling after my way too early morning. This is going to be the simplest, quickest dinner. It's not going to be fancy. I'm ready for bed. It's 5 o'clock, I think. Is it even 5 o'clock? Oh, it's 5:41, so it's almost 6 o'clock. I'm way past my expiration. Green beans. Steelhead trout, which is very much so like salmon. As you see, this is out of the freezer. When I bought this was half price. I'm sure these were marked down too. Out of the freezer. We're going to do lemon pesto kind of on this in the air fryer, along with some of last night's leftover pasta. And that's going to be it. I did pull out of the fridge though. Angelina spotted them in the back of the fridge. A roll of cinnamon rolls. So they'll be making those as well. And most likely it's a snow day for them tomorrow, so they can party all night. So gonna get these in, and I'm sorry the dogs are whining. They're ready to get out. So let's do it. All right, let's see how one-handed I can do this, because I am not even setting up a tripod. Olive oil. I put a little red pepper flakes on there and a little bit of salt. Don't mind the bounce. This is sometimes what real life is like. Lemon. We have winter weather going on. We have our seasonal blend, which I know I've said this many times. It's generally just like my seasoning ends. Whatever jars I'm filling, if I have just a tiny bit left, I mix it so like there's chives and all kinds of goodness in there. There isn't added salt, just seasoning. Lemon pepper. I don't know if you've heard in the background of my most recent videos, my kids have discovered the show Reba from the early 2000s. This seems to be like their new funny. We had gone through Gilmore Girls, all of those seasons, and I grew up watching that. This is lemon pesto that I am blobbing on here. These do definitely have the same kind of flavor profile. As you see, I'm putting basically the same thing on both. Sorry, this is not going to be in my best videography. And like I said, the dogs want to get out. It's time to get them fed their dinner too. Everyone's had a super long day today, but I want to show you that even on a long day, even on a day where you've had virtually no sleep, it is possible to have real food. Okay, see that? See that? That's it. These are going into the air fryer, and I will bring you back when it's all done. Thank you for dealing with my bouncy camera tonight. And yeah, let's get it cooked. Real fancy dinner tonight. We got some leftover pasta mixed with the sauce right in a bag. We have our red trout. Oh, what is it? Steelhead trout. You can tell I'm tired. We have our steelhead trout. I know that looks a little dark on camera, but it's just perfect. And then we have our green beans. So I'm about to get everyone fed, and it's bedtime for this mama. So we'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back. Today is Tuesday, and I feel like I've lived a whole week already. But tonight, by the way, the storm was a bust, and the girls had a delay today, didn't have off of school. It started raining. Most of the snow turned to rain, so no snow day. So today, it is now after 7, and my whole day somehow disappeared. But we are going to make another TikTok dish. Now, this is a tried and true that we've made many times. It is the feta pasta dish with the tomatoes. So these tomatoes have been sitting in my fridge since Super Bowl, and they are squishy. They have seen better days. So this is a great way to use up tomatoes, whether it be store-bought or, from the garden that are past their prime. As long as they're not, moldy or like really bad, like if they're just wrinkled and starting to be past their prime, you can tell it's been a long day, I'm rambling. They're perfect to use for this dish. You're going to have some kind of vessel to bake or roast them in. I love this cast iron. This is one of my favorites that Zach bought for me. And this goes directly into the oven. So it is tomatoes, feta cheese, salt, pepper, knocking things over, oregano, thyme, crushed red pepper, and I put garlic in mine. I don't think the original one had garlic, but I can't make anything without garlic, so we put garlic in ours. And then, of course, olive oil and pasta. We're going to get the tomatoes in here along with the feta cheese and oil and all of that. The only thing that doesn't go into the oven is the pasta itself. That gets made on the stovetop, and then it gets mixed all together. So I'm going to do this and bring you along. So first thing is just getting our feta in. I've used block feta for this. I've used crumbled feta. Feta's feta. Can't go wrong. This feta is from Aldi. And today is officially the last day of the pantry challenge. And I had planned that I was going to make chicken tonight, defrosted it from the freezer and everything, and then I realized that these tomatoes, if I let them sit one more day, were going to be bad. So this took priority. So tomorrow will most likely be a chicken dish. All right, so feta in the pan. I have the oven preheated to 450. We are just going to, let me bring you in so you can see a little bit better. And I am happy to report that Zachary will be home tomorrow. So probably a good thing to make a meat dish tomorrow rather than this. He's more of a meat and potatoes kind of guy. Move that over a little bit. Basically, you want your feta to be in the middle and your tomatoes to surround. Like I said, no real rhyme or reason, just have your feta in the middle. You want to drizzle your olive oil over it. There are lots of recipes for this online, but I measure with my heart. That's our oregano, our thyme, thyme smells so good. Cracked or ground black pepper. I'm doing this the lazy way and using the pre-ground. Whew, it's gonna make me sneeze. Of course, salt liberally. And then, can't forget the crushed red pepper. And if you've been around here a while, you know we like a kick. So I am doing about 2 tablespoons. And I would say that this is probably like a double, almost triple batch of what a regular recipe would be. I've done this with mozzarella in here already, different meats. We've tried different things, but we are keeping it super simple since it's already late. I'm gonna do my handy dandy little trick here. Just break it up. We're just throwing the garlic in. I remember when roasted garlic was like a new thing, and you would go to a restaurant and you would get like a whole head of garlic that was roasted, and it was like super, super trendy. I was pretty young then, but I do remember that. But I would definitely be all for that. And I soon need to make some more garlic confit. So I will make sure that when I do that, I bring all of you along. But I have to tell you all, I am so excited that Zachary is coming home tomorrow. It's been a long week. And I obviously lived a time in my life without him. You know, I was a single mom at some points in my life, and I did just fine, but I truly believe that Zachary has ruined me. I don't ever have to take the trash out. I don't ever have to shove out the coal. Usually I don't have to do anything with the chickens. Don't have to worry about snow removal. Don't have to worry about feeding most of the animals, including the dogs. I mean, not that I don't take part in that, but it's never on my things that I have to worry about. So I take care of the humans, he takes care of the animals kind of thing. So it's been eye-opening the past week, and definitely you realize the things that your partner does when they're not there. So it's given me a newfound appreciation, and we do our best to never take each other for granted, and I think we do pretty good at that, but it's nice to have that little reminder now and then. I have had a few requests. Ooh, that one's not good. Now, of people wanting a full video of like my favorite kitchen items, and I would like to get everyone's kind of feedback. If you would like to see a video like that, number one, and if I do that, I would do my best to like supply you with links and different things of things that I can find, because some of the stuff that I have is pretty old. Or if you would be interested in seeing like canning end kitchen items, like my canning basics of things that I suggest. I don't know. Give me some ideas of things that you would like to see. Okay, so that easy. And this is now going to go in the oven at 400 degrees, and I'm going to get the pasta boiling. What it looks like. That looks so good. So now I'm just finishing up the pasta. I am going to just go through here just like that. And all of the tomatoes and the garlic just come right together. Okay, so I know that looks a little bit oily still, but I can tell you it's all going to work out. So, and if you've noticed, we always store our pasta in these jars, and this is about a little over a pound of pasta typically. And we're going to make a mess because I hear myself dripping pasta water. We are mixing this all together. Now sometimes we will serve it just like this without putting it back in the oven at all. Sometimes we put it back in the oven for a little bit. Sometimes we put mozzarella over the top. I mean, the possibilities with this are endless. You can make it yours. You can make it exactly how it is. You can do pretty much anything to this. My pasta is getting stuck in the chunks. All right, I'll just try a spoon. Mix it here. I will say that typically when I serve this, I like to serve this with fresh grated parm on the top. Delish. Hey guys, it's Wednesday night. I have a canning project that I just am finishing up in the background, and I am trying to get dinner done and do Bella's hair. There's a lot going on in this house right now. So tonight we are having roasted chicken. I preheated the 17-inch cast iron, put a little olive oil, a little butter in there, just threw the chicken in. I am trying something. I thought about doing like a beer can chicken, but I have one beer. So we are doing a beer roasted chicken with a butcher's all-purpose Kinder seasoning and a few lemons here in the pan. Just all I am literally doing is just pouring the beer over the chicken. We are going to squeeze the lemon. I thought about doing like a beer can chicken, but I have one beer. So we are doing a beer roasted chicken with a butcher's all-purpose Kinder seasoning and a few lemons here in the pan. Just all I am literally doing is just pouring the beer over the chicken. We are going to squeeze the lemon as well. Now, I have officially used up all of my all of my onions. So I don't have any onion to put in here. Just use that for my canning project that is happening in the background. But we are going to at least squeeze our lemons here. And I am going to put a whole head of garlic right in the pan with this for some good aromatics. And then we are going to season these liberally. All right. And just so there you see it. You hear my jerk dogs. And we see the chicken. So this is going back in the oven. Previously canned brown sugar, chicken, honey, carrots, and of course the crowd favorite, the Brussels sprouts. Gonna get that chicken going for a little bit and I'll bring you back. I forgot that I had a little bit of diced onion in the fridge, so I'm going to use this in our mashed cauliflower. So what we are doing is we are taking our, if only I could speak. In our little Dutch oven, we have butter, onion, and then once that sautés for a little bit, I'm going to put in some garlic, and then the cauliflower we're going to saute it around for a little bit. And then I'm going to actually add some water and the seasonings, and we're going to boil the cauliflower and turn it into a mash. All right, there's the cauliflower. I sauteed it for a little bit, and I actually don't think I'm going to need to add any liquid. There's quite a bit of liquid there. So I'm just putting a little chicken bouillon. And some garlic powder, and I'm gonna let this cook down for a little bit yet, and then we're gonna take the immersion blender to it and make it nice and creamy. At that point I'll see if I need to add any liquid to it, and then if anything I might add some cream to it. So let me show you how the chicken's looking. Ooh, looking good. Getting its tan. Looks delish. Alright guys, so I did use the immersion blender on the mashed cauliflower and it got super creamy. I added just a little bit of milk and a little bit of cheese. And then we have our beer roasted chicken. This looks really good. And the Brussels sprouts and carrots. These are so yummy. So it's dinner time and Zachary will be home shortly. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Hey guys, it's Thursday night, and tonight we are doing like picky dip kind of food. The girls requested buffalo chicken dip and barbecue chicken nachos. So I'm boiling some chicken breast and I'm gonna shred that. Half is gonna become a barbecue chicken dip, half is gonna become buffalo chicken dip. Swirl that around my head 10 times. So that's as simple as dinner's gonna be tonight. I ran to the store since pantry challenge is officially over and grabbed a pack of chicken, some green onions, because I always like to have fresh green onion, and some cheese. And that's really it. So I'm gonna shred the chicken and I'll show you how we're turning it into dip. All right, so I shredded the chicken. I had just boiled it in here, real simple. Just a little salt in the water and boiled it. This is going to become our buffalo chicken. This is going to become our barbecue chicken. So all we're going to do is take some just random cheese ends, whatever cheese you have on hand. It's great for the barbecue chicken. And I think Angelina told you all the story of how we started making this, but we were on vacation. We were at the beach and the power went out at the hotel we were at, and the whole town had no power. It was a wicked storm. So we ended up having chicken that I had in the cooler that we brought, and the only way that we could make it was outside on the grill. So we ended up throwing this chicken on the grill with some barbecue sauce, but we didn't have anything else to have with it besides tortillas. So I ended up shredding it up, mixing some cheese in, and it became our barbecue chicken nachos, and a favorite, especially of Angelina. So she requested barbecue chicken. Isabella requested buffalo chicken. Now you all saw me make the buffalo chicken dip for the Super Bowl, and I made it using our ugly canned chicken. Some loved it, and I think it was really good. Isabella prefers the traditional way that I make it, so that wasn't her favorite. I should have used up the rest of this cheddar first, shouldn't I? Barely a sprinkle in there. So we put a little cheddar in there, a little like cheese end. I'm also gonna put a little mozzarella. This is a really cheesy kind of dip. All right, so we're just gonna mix this together and see what the consistency is like, see if it has enough liquid, which it doesn't look to me like it does. So when I drained the chicken, I saved the little, I'll loosely say chicken broth, because it wasn't enough to really make broth, but I saved the cooking liquid if I would need to mix it in to give it some more moisture, because we got to put this back on the stove top to have all of the ingredients combine, become all bubbly. That looks decent, but I am going it looks decent, but I am going to put just a little bit of that liquid in. Give that another mix. I'm gonna put the lid on and put this on the stove top just on low until, like I said, it becomes all bubbly and all of the cheese melts. And then we are moving on to the buffalo chicken. And yes, I'm using the same spatula on the stove. All right, for this one, we are going to actually add more cheddar than that. We're going to use a block of cream cheese. I have this setting out for a little bit just to soften. And it's just under a block here. This was already opened. And then into this, we are going to put the last bit of Frank's Red Hot Wing sauce. And our Aji hot sauce. That hot sauce smells so good. We're gonna put ranch. Mix this up. Looks like it needs more hot sauce from the looks of it. So I am going to grab another jar of whatever I have in the fridge that is our hot sauce and mix that in. So I have our Santa Fe flamethrower. I'm gonna add this in. This one is a really thick sauce. This one Zachary made. So same thing here, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of random cheese. Our local deli sells like all of the slicing cheese, the ends, at a discounted price. Another one of my money saving tips. So there's that. I am going to also, just like the other, put a little bit of the cooking liquid, just so it doesn't dry out when I heat this back up. Can't forget a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder. Just a little bit. And some ranch seasoning. This is the dips mix from Hidden Valley. You can really use any. You can use the bulk seasoning. I just haven't refilled my jars, and I saw that sitting in my spice basket. So. Okay, so back on the stove on low until it gets bubbly, and then dinner's ready. Hey guys, it is Friday night, and the girls were supposed to be going away tonight, but they're ended up that they're leaving late, so I wasn't even going to make dinner at all. I had a lot of running around today and appointments, so I picked up a few salad kits at the store. They were marked down for $1 each, so this bowl cost $4 total. This is a Southwest salad kit, so it comes with some dressings, some tortillas, and some cheese. And we're just jazzing it up with our leftover roasted chicken from the other night, along with some cut up green onion and maybe a little extra cheese. But that's it. So that's dinner for the night. This is the tough part, mixing it all. I hate buying salad kits because, well, you spend so much money on just a little salad kit. But these being $1, and the way that I do those markdowns and sales a lot of time is actually an app that I have. It's called Flashfood. Not all stores participate in it, just some. I don't even know if it's like nationwide or anything yet, but in Pennsylvania, Giants participate in it. So I will see if I can share a link with you in the comments. I think I do have a referral code that if someone refers, they get so much credit. So I will see what I can do to share that with all of you. If it's in the description, that means it worked. If it's not, that means I couldn't find it. So that easy. We have our salad kit, and just on the top, just the little bit of tortilla strips that it comes with. I did put some extra cheese in here, and we have our roasted chicken. We already have a little bit shredded up for each person to put on what they want. And this saved the night for me because I wasn't planning on making anything. So there it is. I'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Guys, welcome back. So today is Saturday night. We've been working all day down in the basement organizing the pantry and the pantry area, so we'll have a separate video on that. Neither of us feel like recording right now, so we're just going to do a quick of what we're making tonight for supper. It's just me and Sam. So we decided to be resourceful and use some of the things out of the pantry. So it's our first time trying the tomato soup. So we're going to do tomato soup and grilled cheese. But of course we can't just do a regular plain old grilled cheese. So we're using Cooper sharp cheese, which is our favorite cheese. But then we're going to put caramelized onion jam, spread that on the inside before the cheese. And then we're also going to cut up these sweet and hot pepper mix that Sam canned a while ago. As you can see, there's a good variety of different kinds of peppers in here. There's some sweet ones, there's some hot ones, and it's canned in our cowboy candy brine, correct? Yep. So this is canned in the cowboy candy style brine. So that should be really good. And then the tomato soup looks really delicious. It's a little thin, so we're gonna kind of sweat that off a little bit and try to get some of the water out of it to thicken it up a little bit. And if we need to, we can put a can of tomato paste in it if we don't like the consistency. But yeah, super simple, just me and her. So I'm gonna get started. Just a little bit, not bad at all.
So what did you do there exactly? Like eating a out of the container.
So we got our toast our bread buttered on the one side. And then we have our caramelized onion jam spread on the inside of one side of toast or bread. And now we are going to put some peppers down on top of this onion jam, and then put our cheese layer and get our sandwiches ready for the fryer pan, which is ready. So we got our juicy sandwiches going in the hot butter and bacon fat, that liquid gold. Took our pan off for a second to cool it down because it was a little bit too hot, so probably should have let it heat back up just a little bit, but sometimes it's good for grilled cheese if you start it a little bit lower, because then it absorbs all that flavor in the pan and then it heats up slowly instead of burning real fast. You don't want it to burn real fast because you want that cheese to melt on the inside, so the heat's got to get through evenly without burning the toast or burning the bread, and also melting the cheese and the contents of the sandwich. And then over here we have our tomato soup, looking real lovely, tastes amazing. We ended up adding just a tidbit of tomato paste, but the consistency was actually pretty good. I mean, I think it's nice. It's nice and thick. It's hearty, you know what I mean? It's not like the Campbell's tomato soup that is just like it's just thin and has like one consistency with no particles in it. This tomato soup tastes as good as Campbell's, but it has all of that goodness inside of it. That's just thick, meaty tomato goodness. So looking forward to this meal.
Smell the carbs.
You smell those carbs. You smell those carbs. Oh, those carbs. Where's those carbs? Give me those carbs. I see them carbs. Oh yeah.
Where are they?
Where's the carbs? Where's the carbs? Oh my. Oh my.
Whoopsies. Higher.
I told you this bread is different.
Higher sugar content. Real bread.
Alright guys, so Sam has a tip for tomato soup. So she's gonna put a few teaspoons of half and half in the soup.
Normally, I like to use heavy.
Normally she says she would use heavy cream, and this would almost make this like a tomato bisque without actually making a tomato bisque. So it just makes it a little bit creamier than the normal tomato soup. So I think I'm gonna do the same. Looks good.
Oh, you saved the pretty ones for yourself, huh?
Yeah, I messed up on the first one. Of course, that was Sam's and burnt the one side. The one bread cooks a lot faster than the other, and of course she got that bread. So we got some delicious looking sandwiches here with little burnt crispy ends. Nice melty cheese all the way through. Just gonna flip these one more time and make sure they're nice and hot all the way through, and then I cut them diagonally. That's the way I like to eat. grilled cheese. For some reason, I feel like it has to be diagonally cut instead of cut right in half. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's the way you have to do it.
Okay, what monster cuts their grilled cheese in half that way? It would be this way.
Well, yeah, whatever. But you gotta have the pointy end for dipping. So you gotta have that pointy end. So that's just the way it goes. Alright, I'm about to take my first bites here of this deliciously. Oh, look at that. Delicious. That's so good. Just a little bit of spice, a little bit of spiciness from some of the peppers. Get the creaminess from the cheese, and then that sweetness from the caramelized onion jam, and the bread perfectly toasted on my round. Sorry, Sam. I burnt Sam's once first time, but just so delicious. It's got mozzarella, sliced mozzarella, and 2 slices of Cooper on it. The mozzarella kind of gives it the holy cheese type of thing, and then the Cooper just melts like super good. Cooper's always our favorite cheese. So. And the soup is just I mean, it just reminds me of my childhood. Like, it's absolutely perfect. Without, see, I used to have Campbell soup, tomato soup with a bunch of crackers crushed up in it, and that would give it the thicker consistency that I liked. But this has a thicker consistency because of the contents of the soup, so the texture is exactly like my Campbell soup when I was younger because of the contents of what Sam put in it and the tomatoes. Without crackers, I don't have any crackers in here, and the taste is like exactly the same. Like, it's literally like a can of Campbell soup, and the texture feels exactly the same because of how thick it is with the tomato. So good. So good. Good job, babe. So we'll see you on the next one, guys. So this was a Saturday night. So just me and Sam for this one. So catch you on the next one.